So I saw that Mysticat made a video about seeing Mumblecat make a video about a giant door, and that gave her the idea to make a really big door. And that gave me the idea to make the world's smallest working Minecraft door. So what do I mean when I say working door? First, it needs to be opened by clicking on it, just like a normal door. No activating a command block or running commands in chat. It needs to play the door sound when you open or close it. And you can't walk through it when it's closed. I'll be using display entities for this, and normally you can just pass right through them. Oh, and one more thing. It needs to be in a house. So that's the first thing we're going to build. All right, and here is a normal scaled house that I am going to use. And to get it tiny, I am going to use the Axiom mod. In Axiom, you can export as a JSON model, and then I can use a resource pack to retexture a stone block with the custom model data of the house. And then we can load in that model, and then we have a tiny version of that house. Now, I want to be able to shrink down and actually use the house, so I'm going to write a function that will make me small when I get close to the house. As I get closer to the house, my scale is going to keep getting smaller, and then also my speed is going to get smaller, so I'm not just zipping around at the really small scale. Let's run that function, and now as I get close, I get super tiny. It looks really weird. I get farther away, I'm sprinting. There we go. Now I'm full scale, and tiny again. What's it look like if you sleep when you're tiny? I can't go under the bed. It's too... Oh, I can make it. Okay, but... Get out of here, bed. All right, but our house is set, and if we go inside for right now, we have our Mysticat plushie, and we have a furnace, and let's actually cook some stuff. Let's do... and some chicken. And there, now it's a little bit more homey. But yeah, you can just walk through and not interact with most of this stuff. So step 1 complete, build house for door. Our entities are named door right here. And I'm going to execute as that door, and I'm going to just rotate it. I'll rotate it -90. And then it clips in there because it's rotating. So now we need to actually move the entity over a little bit, but there's no animation there. It's just very quick. It just literally just snaps over there. But I know this one trick. Doctors hate me. In 1.20.2, or when they were getting ready for it, they actually added a thing called teleport duration. While it's called teleport duration, it works for rotational changes also. So inside your command that's summoning the entity, you can add a teleport duration and then the number of ticks that you want it to take to interpolate. And now if we rotate, it does it pretty smoothly. You can adjust the numbers. To make it look right, at the same time, we're actually going to run this function here, and we're going to teleport it slightly to the right. And then we just need to do it the opposite direction. So I basically just need to do those two at the same time, and that should work. But this still doesn't let us click on the door and do anything. There's nothing there. And that's where we're going to use a different type of entity, an interaction entity. And here it is. I summoned one. If you turn on hitboxes, then you can actually see where it is. And it is something you can interact with. Like I'm hitting it, but I'm not breaking the blocks, underneath it. So this is an entity without like really much AI, but since it has a name and things, you can actually trigger achievements and run functions off of interaction with this entity. All right, and now I have an interaction entity loaded in the same size as the door here, and I've labeled it door open. I have a custom achievement here called Gneiss door open, and it is looking for a player interaction with an entity on a Minecraft interaction entity and with the name door open. And I'm actually using my default template from Color World, so just that's the data pack name, but it's going to run a function called door open. And the door open is going to take away that advancement so I could do it again. And then it's going to do the rotation. It's going to teleport the door. And then it's going to summon a door close interaction entity and then kill the door open entity. And then I have the same thing going in reverse for close as well. So now if I leave hitboxes on and I right click on the door, it opens up. And you can see that interaction entity is moved over to the left. And then this one is the door close. And so something else we can do here is add in the sound. So normally you can just play sounds. So here's the door wouldn't open sound. So I just have to put that into the function. And now There we go. We have a working door. It plays a sound, it rotates, nice and smooth. But we have one last problem, and that is that we can still walk through the door. In fact, we can walk through like everything here. I want it so you can't walk through the door unless it is actually open. I can get rid of these now too. And normally if you're building at scale, you can use barrier blocks, and then, you know, you can just have an entity summoned on top of that, and then this will prevent players. You can even walk on them and stuff. But you can't change the barrier block's size, so we're kind of limited with what we can do. So we need something that we can scale, but also has like some resistance to actually going through it. If only there was a block-shaped mob that we can control the size of. Normal mobs provide a little bit of resistance if you try to walk through them. You kind of like slide off. And these, you can actually adjust the scale. There we go. So here's our tiny door and our tiny slime. And it provides a decent amount of pushback, especially at this scale. You can kind of just keep pushing and kind of like get through it, but it gives a good amount of resistance. We just need to be able to spawn slimes and give them a potion of invisibility, which didn't work. Why did that not work? Am I invisible now? Yes. I can summon them in with a command. Okay, so now summon in a slime, turn on hitboxes. Where'd it go? Oh, it's there. You just can't actually see the hitbox either. Wow. Okay, so yeah, there is an invisible slime here. I just need to be able to spawn them in the right spots for the blocks. All right, let's run this function that loads in all the slimes. You see them there for a second. But now you're kind of bounced off the walls and everything. I don't think I have them. Yeah, I don't have them on the corners. But all around here, you can't get into the house. And the door pushes back. Okay, so I just added something else into the function. I can't go through the door now. And now when I open it, it teleports this door slime away. And I can just walk right on through. And then close it. And then it's impassable again. So it looks a little bit weird if you're in the inside, because the slime is like taking up part of this slot. But there you go. And that's everything on our list. It's a working Minecraft door inside a house. It plays the sound. It animates smoothly. And you can't just walk through it. And you might be thinking, Gneiss, what are you doing? Somebody else is just going to come along and make a smaller door, and they're going to take this record almost immediately. Like, you're only 1/16th scale. Like, it's not that small. Is it really worth it to start the door wars? And my answer is, this isn't the smallest door. Inside the Mysticat plushie is a smaller door. And behind that door is a smaller house. With a smaller door. This is the smallest working door in Minecraft. It is 4,000 times smaller than the normal door. Let me change my FOV. I can probably see the animation now. It's so tiny. Okay, close it back up. So I'm shrunk down here to the max you can shrink players down to, 1/16th scale. I don't know what the actual real limit of the door is here. I had to do all the math externally just to figure out where everything goes, because it's just impossible to manipulate anything by hand at this scale. There are some weird, yeah, you can see the doors slide. Things start to behave weird at this scale. And the little door is no exception. Yeah, there. And now it's going to slide. Any second now, it will happen. There it goes. So anyway, just a little sidetrack. I always enjoy watching Mysticat's videos. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye. There's a slime above me now. Let's get rid of you guys. I'm sorry. I mean, a lot of them.